Hello guys and welcome back to Virtue's Last Reward. Last time we finished off the director's office with with a decent performance. Obviously we could not make a parallelogram out of shapes, but to be fair, I'm dumb. But let's continue. Finally finished a white door and we'll see what happens now. There's no more escapes, right? Now it's just like rapid or successive ambidextrous games. So we'll see how that plays out. But anyways, Tenmyouji saying no. What's happening? Oh yeah, he left the picture probably. Oh yeah, Tenmyouji might be Junpei. A lot of signs pointing to it. We won't jump the gun until we get confirmation, but it does feel like he's Junpei. At least he's someone related somehow to Akane, so probably Junpei. Oh yeah, we must have set it down after using the face recognition thing. Can we go together? Me too. I mean, I don't know why you're assuming that we're the slowest, but like, okay, fine. I won't take that as an insult since we're part of the same team. Alright. I'll see you two later then. Later, nerd. I watched them jog off toward the blue door. And then they were gone. Guess I should be getting back then. The run back, baby. Wonder why we can't go through the yellow room and stuff. I guess because we didn't do it this route or whatever, but should be open, right? I stepped into the warehouse to find all the other teams already there. Guess we were the slowest. Kay and Luna, Fi and Clover, and Dio. The moment Dio spotted me, he dashed over to the rightmost AB room and slid his card through the reader. Good one, bro. Excited for that. I mean, to be fair, at least he was patient. As he turned to look at me, I swear I saw a flash of a smug grin. Nice. Thank you for waiting, Dio. I respect that. But Tenmyouji and Quirk aren't here. It's okay, we're gonna choose ally anyways. I guess they forgot something back in the room we found. They ran back to grab it real quick. What if something bad happens? Like Quirk isn't healed and he kills Tenmyouji or something. While we waited, we exchanged information about the rooms we'd investigated. This should be interesting. Unfortunately, none of it seemed very useful. None of us had found anything, and we were no closer to unraveling any of the increasing number of mysteries we were faced with. Okay, apparently not interesting. With that discussion exhausted, we sat down to wait. Before long, 20 minutes had passed since Dio opened the door, and Tenmyouji and Quark were nowhere in sight. It's a little sus. I'll go have a look. I feel like maybe someone else should go have a look, just because if we both don't make it, me and Tenmyouji and Quark die. But whatever. Now I'll be fine by myself. It's not that far away. Okay, I have no idea what that even means. I mean, I know the saying, but what does that have to do with this situation? I don't think, okay. Look, I'm just going to the director's office. I'll be right back. No big deal. Right, see you guys later. I gave a quick goodbye wave and stepped out of the warehouse. You zooming? As fast as we can. Now that we got this serious run back. Here we go. Not dead, hopefully. I don't even know how you would die since everyone was there, I think. Right? Huh? That's odd. There's nobody here. The picture's gone though. Tenmyouji and Quark must have been here then. I laid out the floor B map. They must have taken the door that faces the warehouse. After that, they probably went through the warehouse and out of the blue door to the elevator. Yeah, that's a much shorter route. On the other hand, I came through the red door, which is kind of the long way around. Not efficient. Huh. Looks like we managed to miss each other perfectly. It's hopeful thinking. Ooh, well, this was a huge waste of time. Shoot. Might as well head back, I suppose. I'd packed up the map and was headed toward the door when... Huh? There was a light on where there hadn't been a light on before. Oh, the Ramba! What? Why is that thing on? We messed with it earlier, but nothing seemed to work. I felt a sudden wave of inexplicable, nauseating dread. The light stared at me. I swallowed and edged cautiously toward it. Is it like a freaking teleporter? I don't know. The machine was in arm's reach now. I stretched my hand out toward it slowly, slowly. Oh my god. It's a hologram. What is happening? No, you're... Oh. Okay, that's a surprise. Zero Senior, and he's no one we know. I wonder if he is like an aged version of a character we know. I don't know who. I like the drip. It's like a... looks like something you'd wear in like in a space sci-fi drama or something. Ooh. I considered taking a swing at him, but decided that was spectacularly futile and kept my ball fist at my side. Okay, I'm ready. Termites. I have a neutral face on, but that's just normally me late at night. It is a little weird though. It's like that meme where someone kidnaps you and makes you eat soft-boiled eggs or something. I forgot what that was. That always cracked me up before. Sorry, bro. I have like we have limited time here, but I will listen carefully. Ew. I have not. I know they're like, aren't they like kind of, I guess they look like that, but aren't they like stony kind of? And they protrude upward, which is that, but that wasn't what I was thinking of exactly. Probably not. Just in natural instinct, I guess. Yeah. That's true. It's actually kind of cool because you know how it's a nice statement because there's a lot of like cool nature things that humans appreciate, but to other animals or whatever, they probably like can't. They just can't appreciate it. So. Is he trying to say that like even though we can observe termites, there's like a higher being observing humans, aka Burn Castle? It's called Parasites in the Brain. Hello? Ever read Higurashi? Yeah, higher being, actually. I wasn't memeing. Alright, I guess it doesn't need to be a higher being. It's just that even though we appreciate termites, we have this purpose that we can't comprehend. Like the termites can't really comprehend their building nature. It's an interesting thought. I don't know if I agree with this philosophy, but it is kind of cool. That's just to be more specific. Like, as the idea when you said like love and why do we give birth, that feels like pretty explainable. But that whole culture stuff, which is where I memed about the parasites, does seem like maybe something that kind of works with this theory. But it's kind of cool, dude. I like it. I don't know. Question mark. Well, thanks for the first point. While it was interesting, I don't know if I actually deciphered anything. Unless they're saying that, like, Bunny Zero is the higher power. I don't think so, but... I am. I will apply it, I guess, to later routes or something. Can't quite do anything with it yet. Oh. Well, that's very helpful, actually. Oh, for the computer. Oh, okay. Bomb? I mean, I'm just trying to put it on the notepad just in case. Because I'm a little scared, but... RGJ... Actually, why am I putting it on a notepad, dude? Just put it on the thingy. The memo. There we go. Get rid of that parallelogram, dude. Okay, I already forgot what it was. BQZRGJ. BQZRGJ. QZRGJ DXR. DX. There we go. For safekeeping. I had no idea what he was talking about. What bomb? Was he saying there were bombs too? If he guessed at my future confusion, he showed no sign of it. Wouldn't it be like crazy if like, yes, this is Zero and he designed this for something, but like then another Zero hijacked this and trapped different people that this wasn't meant for? Maybe. I don't know. Just from this interaction. Or maybe not, because maybe this implies that some people would know what they're talking about. Like maybe somebody wants to set off this bomb one. Oh. Well, never mind. That's not good. We need the get out of jail free card, man. AKA the injection with the antidote. Alright, thanks for the information. I don't know what to do with it. God damn it, you can't just spout all that crap and disappear. I found myself yelling at the empty air. The hologram had disappeared. Bing bong. Oh, no. What kind of an idiot does he take me for? Termites? Other dimensions? How could that have anything to do with kidnapping us? Maybe I was right. I don't know. And I kind of agree with Sigma though. Very abstract information that I'm sure might make sense later, but it's like the worst hints to give people, man. Shit. I kicked out at a nearby shelf. Here's the bin bon. I wonder if like Junpei's the only Sutma's the only one who heard that. Just as how it ended, that you can't tell anyone, kind of implies that it didn't show that to anyone else, but we'll see. Better make it just in case Tenmyouji and Quark are still MIA. Aw, crap. I need to get back. Not like there's any point staying here. I spun around and ran out of the room toward the warehouse. Okay, taking the shorter route. Here we go. Oh, no, we flashed forward. Oh, they are here. I guess we did just miss them, maybe. But what were they doing for like 20 minutes? That works. Pant, pant, pant. Where are the others? They went in already? Why didn't you too? Have you been waiting for me? Okay. Oh? Based? Same with me. I'm an auto ally until we have to change the route. And you had to tell me that no matter what? Seems kind of pointless. I mean, words are cheap. You can promise whatever you want. Okay. Okay, go ahead. Oh. Yeah, they're pretty high up, eh? Think they're gonna ditch us? Is there a point of ditching right away? I guess if you're like not a bastard. Because if you have 9, and as long as you press betray when we do the repeat Ambidextr's games, like you'll never go under. So it's like possible to like just stick around until another 9 comes along and kind of forces the door open. Yeah. I mean, that is true. If we pick betray, then they don't get any points. You did 9. You did get to 9, whether you got 2 or 3 points. It made sense. True, but you must have considered that I'll choose betray. That would mean you'd choose betray to protect yourselves. Can I trust you? Can I trust you not to dip after you get 9 points? And maybe like stop Dio? I mean, do you think Dio's gonna auto betray? He only has 6 though. He probably should start allying. But like nobody trusts him, so kinda screwed himself. Alright, tell me one thing. Let's say we do this and both ally. Everybody gets 2 points. That means you and Quark will have enough to leave, which is great for you. But I'll be stuck with a measly 5. Yeah, we're down bad. How do I know you aren't going to just open the number 9 door and leave us in the lurch? It's a great question since like literally everyone else has done that in like every route so far. So I don't blame him. How? I believe in the Tenmyouji word. Especially if he's Junpei, right? You know what? I remember that take I had a long time ago with who betrayed Alice, Dio, Quirk, or both. Maybe it was just Dio. Maybe I just misjudged Quirk. Or maybe he's just acting nice with this grandfather. Also, I messed up my headphone for hearing that. Probably both ways. Hold on. Probably should have paused instead of instead of muting, but whatever. We're back. Man. So all you've got is a promise, huh? I do. I've matured. I don't think you were possessed anymore, Court. Alright, fine. I'll trust you. Let's betray anyways. With that, they turned and ran into the AB room set in from the right. Have fun! Well, guess I should get moving. No discussion here. First time we're voting without a partner. Always getting the vote in the last minute, eh? I had a decision to make. Should I trust Quart and Tenmyouji? Well, I could believe they were telling the truth and still betray them. That would bring my BP to 6. I'd be that much closer to 9. 6 is much better than 9, to be fair, but... And choosing Betray would guarantee that they wouldn't try and escape without the rest of us. Betrayal seemed like the safe bet. But... You want to break this tiny gem's heart? So adorable. Tenmyouji, I could betray easily enough, but Quart. Sorry, Tenmyouji. What the hell was I going to do? I mean, this is the route where, Wait, what's this float? Oh god, choices. This is where... we ally. But we get betrayed first, right? Or, I guess I don't know. Never mind. Oh yeah, we allied and we got betrayed early. Right. Alright, that's when you're with Clover, and then she just went. Okay, whatever. It would be funny if they just leave anyways. Guess we'll see. I trust. We have newfound confidence in Tenmyouji. And Quark. I'll be honest, I don't even remember who was with who. the other teams. Okay. What's happening? Where's Alice? Did Alice get knocked out? Double betray? Oh, Tay allied. They betrayed? Hello? Dude, I think it's Quark. I don't believe Tenmyouji would actually betray. I think Quark fucked us. So Luna Clover betrayed also to that 11. Kay actually allied, which is kind of sweet. Obviously, Dio and... Okay, Dio and Alice are on a freaking... It's just a lot, bro. Well, that sucks. What the heck? You promised. Thanks, guys. I guess if he hit betrayed, I think, like, would Clover just leave? Well, my points fucking suck. We're at 1. Hey! What the hell, guys? I'm actually surprised. I was so sure they would press ally. Why'd you betray me? You're such a dick. What the fuck? I think it was Quark. Alright, fine. I actually think it's Quark. Never mind, I take back my words. I think maybe he actually fucked with Dio. Maybe. Well, okay, why'd you break the promise, Tenmyouji? Still freaking snakish, dude. What? So you're not going to leave? If someone else opens it. What? Bro, someone needs to freaking just stand guard at the 9 door when they show the results. What? Don't tell me. So we actually just got hard snaked. No justice at all. They literally just played us super hard. Also, where's Alice, dude? She wasn't like paying attention to the thingy. Maybe. Yeah, where the fuck does Alice go? Is she just dying from radical sits or something? Oh wait, no, she already died. Wait, no, she didn't. God damn it. Wait, I forgot. What's happening? Wait, yeah, Alice is dead already. Right. Wait. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I got confused. Lots of freaking timelines going on here. The words were barely out of her mouth when Tenmyouji and Quark ran past. Bro, someone stop them. I don't even care anymore. You don't snake me, dude. Aw, poor Luna. She was on the same team. That's what they all say. And then the game ends. He's a hologram. Look at Quark, bro. He's a freaking goblin. Hey, well, I'm really happy to jump back and press betray and see what happens then. I mean, Clover's just gonna leave, but I'll be satisfied a bit. No? Why are you even digging it in, bro? We get it. You outplayed Sigma and me, actually. Now he's just showing off. I just leave, bro. Don't rub it in. Like hell, I'm happy. That's some shady shit, Tenmyouji. Oh? What the? Okay, at least give us some info before leaving. You wanna just yell the name before you leave? Just so something good happens out of this ending. Just a drive-by shout. What? Court held something out. I looked down to see 2 pieces of folded paper. What is this? Huh. Okay. He pressed it into my hand. Okay, well. Then he turned and ran toward the door, Tenmyouji and Clover following his footsteps. I was surprised by the letter that I didn't even try to stop them. I was so surprised. Before I could think of anything to say. Well, they seemed confident. I mean, I was never, like, maybe Tenmyouji can do it since he actually knows what the heck's happening. But I was, like, never confident whenever Clover or even Kay went out. It was fun. Peace. Are we gonna read the letter? Hopefully. Letter! Let me read it. Bad ending. Nope. Yes, no. Yes, no. I'm hoping. Okay, I looked down at Quart's letter and slowly unfolded it. His handwriting was still slightly uneven, but he'd filled both pages with writing. I began to read. Oh God. It was a really stormy day when he found me. He said the rain was coming down so hard it almost hurt, but somehow he managed to hear a baby crying. Okay, so it's not his kid. If it is Junpei, kinda made sense, since he spent his whole life looking for Akane. I guess I must have been crying pretty loud. He took me home and did his best to raise me, but he'd never been married or had a kid before, so I think it was really hard for him. He couldn't figure out how to mix the formula, so he was always carrying the directions around with him. Also, I guess I was a pretty picky eater, so if he didn't get the water to formula ratio just right, I wouldn't eat it. I guess I was kind of a pain, huh? But he didn't give up, and now here I am. When he found me, I was really, really small, and he was worried that I might not make it. That's why he named me Quark. A quark is a really, really small thing, and I was really, really small too. Grandpa didn't need to worry though, because it turned out that I was pretty tough. When I was 1, he forgot I was sleeping in the bed of his truck and drove off. I rolled out and went off the back, but I didn't even get scratched. Okay, I was like, what's the bed of the truck? And I guess it's the part outside. I mean, I guess that made sense. Like the outside trunk thingy. It's just kind of funny to imagine. Just a super tiny fork rolling off. I started walking when I was 2, and when he wasn't looking, I fell down the stairs. I didn't get hurt then either. When I was 3, I got really sick. I had a super high fever for a week, but eventually I got better. I guess you could say I'm pretty lucky. Anyway, I didn't really have any more accidents after that. I was a pretty healthy kid. By the time I was 6, I started helping Grandpa out with his work. His job was to gather junk from abandoned buildings. Then he'd fix it up or pull out the useful parts and sell them. There were plenty of abandoned buildings, but finding the good stuff in them was hard. You had to know which parts were useful, or you could end up wasting a bunch of time. Every time I'd find something, he'd explain to me what it was, how it was supposed to work, how to fix it, all sorts of things. Usually, though, I just wanted to finish up the work so I could go to the theater. The theater came to our town once a week in a wagon. What is happening? It took me a bit to realize, but what is this setting? So these guys, I mean, it made sense if this is old Junpei. So they're living in like a post-apocalyptic world or something, right? Because this sounds like super old school, but I'm guessing it's like the virus hits, lots of people die, so instead of high tech, they're back. They've descended in the tech ladder, maybe, or something. They show old news or movies. I went every single week, but Grandpa only went once in a while, and he'd only go weeks when they showed movies. Oh yeah, I didn't know that I'd been adopted until I was 7. One of the other kids on my block told me. I guess after Grandpa found me, he looked all over the town to try and find somebody who'd take me. The kid from my block actually had a mom, and he'd asked her if she would take me too. I gotta admit, I was pretty shocked when I heard that. There weren't a lot of kids with parents around, so hearing that someone lived with his actual mom was pretty impressive. Yeah, so we're getting some of the setting information. I was also kind of surprised that Grandpa had tried to get someone else to take me. Did that mean he didn't want me? The kid who told me about Grandpa trying to get rid of me was a real jerk. He was totally spoiled, and he'd brag to everybody about how he had a mom. He liked to come up to me while I was working and say stuff like, "Must be hard not having a mother. You does sound like a brat." So if they're from the future, and Tenmyouji knows who this guy is, and there's 3 pods, and like, so they probably weren't in the pods. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe like what if Dio's like, he actually knows about, like, I don't know. It means there has to be like some other people that just got kidnapped and are from the future that just know about the virus, but just aren't like taught, like pretending to blend in or something. It never bothered me before, but yeah, I don't know, just thinking out loud. But after I found out that Grandpa had adopted me, I started to think that maybe he didn't really want me. If I could work on my own, then he could get rid of me. I was scared to know the truth, so I never asked him. Then one day, he took me to a bar in our neighborhood. During the day, of course, he went there sometimes to drink scotch, but I never gone before. When we got in, he just walked up to the counter with that grumpy look he has, and I thought, oh no, he's gonna make me work here. But I was wrong. I saw him pass something to the bartender, and then he picked me up and sat me down on the stool next to the counter. The stool was pretty high, especially for a 7-year-old kid, and my legs just dangled off of it. It seems really, really high to me, and I was pretty nervous. Eventually, the bartender came back over with a glass of scotch and another big glass full of something else. As I looked closer, I realized that the second glass was full of some sort of brown liquid with a scoop of ice cream in it. It's what we call a float. Probably rare? Or maybe not rare, if he knows what it is. It took me a minute to realize what it was. A root beer float. I'd never seen one before. Okay, maybe it is rare. I was so surprised. I don't really have a lot of floats, like, ever, really. But they're pretty good, I guess. Root beer was even more expensive than the nicest alcohol in the bar. To me and the other kids, it seemed more like an urban legend than a real drink. But there it was, right in front of me. I stared at the float. I still wasn't sure it was real at that point, and then turned to look at Grandpa. He looked back at me. I didn't know what to do, so I turned to the bartender. He'd already turned around and moved off, though, so I figured he must have put the glass down in front of me on purpose. It still didn't seem like it could be real, and I was just staring at it while Grandpa told me to hurry up and drink it before the ice cream melted. His gruff voice sounded like an angel's. Is this really mine? He nodded. Words can't describe how awesome it was. I never tasted anything like root beer before. Dude, even though I'm kind of medium on floats, root beer is really good. I don't really drink it a lot anymore, but I've always really enjoyed it. The creamy sweetness of the ice cream made my entire head feel light. I feel like if I ever actually want pop at a restaurant, I would opt for a root beer option. Usually, if they have it. I felt like the luckiest boy in the whole world. That's not an exaggeration. I really thought that. The root beer float was delicious, but what made me even happier was Grandpa. When I looked over at him, he was smiling. I know that's gotta be hard for you to imagine, but he really was. Right then, I didn't care whether he just found me and adopted me or not. He bought me a root beer float. That made me way luckier than some kid who had a mother but had never tasted root beer. It's a funny line to read, but probably true in the future, I guess. Hopefully that's not our future. Of course, after we left the bar, he was the first kid I braved to. So Grandpa and I were doing pretty good. Until the fight. I was in a super bad mood that day. I turned one of my shoes that morning and some old drunk guy had yelled at me. All the junk food I found was totally useless. All the junk, not junk food. The day was almost over and I was fed up, so I just grabbed some random trash and took it back to the house. When I showed what I found to Grandpa, he frowned. He started going through each thing I'd brought back, explaining why they were all useless. I got really mad and just yelled, "I don't care." Then he got mad and I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away. I was pretty upset and I started thinking that maybe Grandpa had only adopted me so he can raise me to work and make money for him. After a while, I went and hid in an abandoned building, but by then I started to calm down and think that maybe I should go back and apologize. It had started raining pretty hard, though, so I decided I should wait for it to stop. But that was just an excuse. The truth was that I was nervous. Part of me knew I'd done something wrong, but I didn't want to admit it. The rain didn't stop though, so I just sat there staring out at the gloomy gray sky. I imagined Grandpa coming to get me. It kept raining all night, and he never showed up. I gave up waiting and decided it was time to go home. I was about halfway there when I heard somebody groaning. At first I thought I should just ignore it and not get involved, but I went over anyway, and it was Grandpa. Oh. He was totally soaked, and I could tell right away that he'd been there for a really long time. I yelled and he opened his eyes a little bit. He smiled weakly and said he was glad I was safe. He'd spent all night out in the rain looking for me. I felt awful. Grandpa had been out in the rain looking for me so long that he'd collapsed. I was horrible. He had heard me crying in the rain, but I hadn't heard him. As I ran to get the doctor, I promised whatever god might be listening that if they would only save Grandpa, I'd never ask for another root beer float ever again. Also, this sounds bopping, dude. I like it. It's making the scene really nice. He got a real bad fever, and his temperature wouldn't go down for days. The doctor said that if it kept up, he'd die. If he died, then I'd be all alone. There wouldn't be anybody left to care about me. The thought of that happening terrified me. Fortunately, I must have passed some of my luck on to Grandpa, because a week later his fever finally broke. Nice. I was glad he wasn't going to die, but I was also a little scared. What if he had decided he didn't want a stupid kid like me around anymore? My plan was to apologize as soon as he woke up, but when the moment came, my brain just stopped. Grandpa started to talk, and it took me a minute to realize he was apologizing. I didn't know what to think. Aww. Hey. They're in the freaking infirmary. Bro, you think maybe, this is literally the infirmary. You think maybe this, like, town they're living in is like, is the place we're in right now? And they're like the quarantine people? But no, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess maybe they could just come and leave. And then someone just hijacked their center or something. I don't know, dude. He explained that he was an old man, and that meant he was probably going to die sooner rather than later. He was strict with me because he wanted to make sure I'd be able to make it on my own after he was gone, but maybe he'd been a little too strict. All of the things I'd worried about had been stupid and selfish. Grandpa cared about me a whole lot. He'd been worried when I ran off, and he'd gone out in the rain to look for me. I tried to apologize, but when I opened my mouth, I just started crying. I don't think I've ever cried that much since I was a baby. But he just smiled and patted my head. I asked him if he'd ever regretted adopting me. His eyes got all wide and he said, "Of course not." He told me that he was looking for a really important lady, and because that he had given up on pretty much everything else in his life. But when he took me in and started raising me, he felt like he'd gotten some of what he lost back. Aww. This is actually like really heartwarming. Starting to feel it emotionally. Not crying, just feeling it. That was when I decided I'd stay with him forever. Even if he said I couldn't. Also, Quirk not sus anymore at all. That like clears his rep for me 100%, I think. Bam, 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 bam. Black screened. Again. I guess this is the Quirk ending. Or the Tenmyouji ending. Bam. Okay. We did watch this last time. Tenmyouji ending. Okay. In root beer for TS. I mean, that's... Bro, it has to be Junpei, man. Anyways, before we end off, I am gonna go a little later and see this, just because I feel like this might be, like, quick. If it's just Clover dipping again. That was cute. I believe. Hopefully you save us Tenmyouji in that ending. Nope. It was a good ploy, and you outsmarted me, I'll give you that, but too bad we can go back in time and change things. Betray. Now we can pretend that we outsmarted him. Bum 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 bum. Probably the same, right? Yeah. Easy. Lol. Hey, what's the deal? I mean... So why do you choose betray? We have foresight. Yeah. Bro, isn't it hilarious how, like, half or even more than half of the bad endings is just Clover ditching everyone? It's always freaking Clover, dude. What? Oh no. Honestly, like, Tenmyouji is just the safest to escape just because he actually knows what's outside in the world. Clover's just trying to get out there and be like, what the fuck's happened in this post-apocalyptic world? No, well, it's too late. Honestly, the other ending was better because there's a better chance of escaping. But what can you do? Clover! What the hell do you think you're doing? What? Justice? Wait, what do you mean? Oh. Very ominous that time. Aww. Yeah, beat the shit out. No, I'm joking. Whatever. It doesn't even matter anymore. This is the same kind of. But it's always Clover, man. It's kind of funny. I wonder if it's only for the middle route and there's like another common. Maybe in like one of the other routes, like Dio always escapes or something. But it would be funny if like through the whole game, 50% of the endings is just Clover escaping and leaving everyone else. Hey Twerk, you wanna give us the letter anyways? Can we at least talk to the bunny? We haven't seen the bunny in like years. Dead end. See, that was maybe? Maybe not? Yeah, okay. That's why we took the chance and went with it. Because I just expect. When you see Clover gets 9 points and no one else does, you know she's just gone, dude. Oh, guys. I think we are done here. Yeah, we did not unlock this, so middle route is locked for now. I guess we'll jump all the way back and try another route. And by another, I mean I'm probably just trying to do Luna and save Alice for last. Though we got a lot of vital information, like Tenmyouji's probably Junpei. Found out what happened to like Clover and Snake, and I guess kind of Seven after. Like lots of cool stuff here. Radical sits. I'm interested in what else we can actually learn. Like this, we learned about the setting too via Quirk's description, his letter. So lots of cool stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this, and next time we'll go through one of these doors. I forgot the color. I think this is red. No, it's not red. Magenta and something. Whatever. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!